Hi, my name is Daniel Osamawa Fibendawit with number machine AA212598 from Section 2, Principles of Animations. Today I would like to present about my character called Robocat. Robocat is a cute pet robot. His action just like a cat. His body is cute and he got his cat ears and also paws and tail. I chose the yellow colors for his body because to make it more unique. He also can fly. He got his mini helicopter fan that I designed with like plants to make a Robocat looks more cuter. How am I develop my character? Starting from my favorite childhood cartoon, which is Robocat, there is a character called Ancient Robot. Ancient Robot is a robot assistant. He can fly, funny, and it gives me an inspiration to create a robot pet character. So I made a real robot at first, but it looks like it's too boring and basic. To make it more unique, I combined my first design with my favorite pet, which is a cat. So a new idea came out to make a robot character combined with a cat. Finally, I sketched this character, put some ears and tails, and ta-da! A robot cat was created. So let's start with 12 principles of animations that I applied to my character. First of all, I would like to start with squelch and stretch. I made this robot cat fall, and it looks like my robot cat is bouncing. If you can see, at the middle parts of my drawings, I made it more longer to emphasize his speed, momentum, weight, and mass. At the end of my drawings, I made it more flatter to make it emphasize with his speed, momentum, weight, and mass. So it looks like my Robocat is bouncing. Now, if you can see, if I animate my drawing to a video, you can see the Robocat starts falling and it's bouncing, falling, and I make it more longer at the middle and more flatter at the bottom, so it looks like my Robocat is more softer object. For the next principles of animations is anticipation. Anticipation is prepare for an action to give the audience a clue. I made this drawing called Robocat Fly. I made Robocat's hands whipping before flying out, so it looks like my Robocat is preparing before he's flying. I made this because to give my character more realistic on his action. Anticipation helps communicate action to the audience by preparing them for the next action. Now, as you can see, my Robocat is flying, but before he's flying, I made it whipping his paws in the air. So it looks like a Robocat is preparing before he's flying. For the next principles of animation is staging. Staging is about acting, timing, and camera angle. So I give my character the camera angle to show his rectangle body shape. In any direction with camera angle, my character will look like a rectangle body shape. Straight ahead, pose to pose. For the next principles of animation, I drew this Robocat on fire. As we can see, for my first, second, and third drawings, it's about straight ahead, which is I drew the first frame, second frame, and third frame. And for the pose to pose, I drew the next animation of the fire in between. So straight ahead and pose to pose is good for animation that is unpredictable, such as fire. So now as we can see, if I animate my drawings, it will look like a fire is burning on Robocat's head. For the next principles of animations, we have follow through and overlapping actions. Overlapping action is the offset between the timing of the main body and its other parts. Follow through is other parts continue to move after the body stops. So I made this drawing explaining how my character having follow through and overlapping actions. As you can see, the helicopter is delayed after he moved its overlapping action, and after he stopped, the helicopter still move ahead and stop, just like that. So it's follow through. So in conclusions, follow through and overlapping action is having body parts and appendage drag behind the rest of the body. So I made this Robocat sliding animate to make it more easier to understand. As we can see, this cute Robocat is moving, right? It's moving, sliding, but its other parts, which is helicopter, is still not moving, like it's drag, right? It's overlapping, and after he moved and stopped, the other parts continue move ahead and back to normal, back to his position. So it's follow through. Understand? Yeah, that's all. our next principles of animation is slow in and slow out. So I made this Robocat turn around to explain about slow in and slow out. So slow in and slow out is the character will turn its body from slow to fast. I will give an example. Okay, if I will turn my body like this, slow to fast, slow to fast. Without slow in and slow out, the movement doesn't look real. So I separate some pose, which is extreme pose, first extreme pose, second extreme pose, and third extreme pose, which is his body like his face facing like this for first extreme pose. Second extreme pose is facing on the camera direction, and for the third extreme pose, his face is like this. So I made the in between frame from first extreme pose to second extreme pose with a lot of frame, with a lot of drawing, as you can see. And between the second extreme pose and third extreme pose, I made the in between looks fast by giving less drawing. Understand? So this is what we call slow in and slow out. So for the next principles of animations, we have arc. Arc is when my character moves its hand in a circular path, otherwise known as an arc. So I made this Robocat swinging his paws like this. So before I made this drawing, I draw an arc reference and I made a frame by frame arc to make it animate lah. So if you can see, Robocat hands is moving forward, right? So it will be like this. Okay, as we can see, if I animate this drawing, it will look like this. We understand about arc, which is a circular path that the action only takes the arc reference for the action, right? Understand? Alright, thank you. For the next principles of animation is secondary actions. Secondary action is gesture that supports the main action to add more dimension to the character animations. So I made this drawing about Robocat eating fish. As we know, Robocat is a cat, and Robocat eats fish. So before the main action, which is Robocat eats fish, I made Robocat licks its lips to make Robocat looks hungry. And after that, I made Robocat's eyes close to showing that Robocat likes it. And then the last one is I made Robocat shake his head because he cannot believe how good it tastes. So for example, just like that. As you can see, if I animate this drawing, it will look like this. I think this video will explain more details about secondary actions. Thank you. For the next principles of animation, we have timing. Timing is about drawing on once or drawings on two. Okay, so the less drawing equals fast the animation will be. So if we drawing on once, we make our animations look so fast because it's less drawing. The more drawing will be slow animations. If we drawing on two, it will be more slow, but also it will be more smooth. So an animation is greatly affected by the numbers of frames inserted between the main actions. The less drawing, the more fast it will be. The more drawing, the more slow it will be. Understand? Now you can see this video. I will make you more easier to understand about principles of animation timing. I make my drawing animate and it will look like this. Thank you. For the next principles of animation is exaggerations. Just like what I did. Exaggeration is to give more realism and more apparent and realistic. Basically, it's realistic. So I drew this animational Robocat, which is I made 3 emotional Robocat, which is sad, happy, and angry. For the first row of drawing, I made a simple emotional with no exaggerate. The Robocat looks sad, but it's not too sad. It's just it's like that. Then by giving more exaggerations, my Robocat will look like more sadder, more sad. By adding tears and white sad mouths, just like what I drew. For the happy emotions, instead of my Robocat just smile, I make it more happier by adding confetti, cat's my mouth, realistic cat's my mouth, and happy eye. Just like what I drew. For the angry Robocat, instead of just give my Robocat an angry brows, angry face, I made it more angrier by giving fire claws, Robocat eyes with canine teeth, so it will make my Robocat more exaggerate for his emotion. Understand? Thank you. For the next principles of animation is solid drawing. Solid drawing is about volume, weight, and balance. To give my Robocat volume and weight, I drew my Robocat with using vanishing points. As you can see, the blue lines, the 3 blue lines that I drew will meet each other at vanishing points. So, I made my character using solid shape, which is a rectangle, to construct the character. So, making cube using vanishing points to make it more solid drawing. Just like that. Understand? Thank you. For the last principles of animation is appeal. Appeal is to put more characteristic, more interest to audience. So, I made my Robocat with giving his cat tail, cat ears, cat paws, and cat face. And also by using shape to make it more looks like a robot instead a real cat, because I want to make it a robot cat. So it shows how my character appealing look alike as a cat, but it also a robot. That's appealing. Thank you. So by the end of the 12 principles of animation, my presentation is done. So I think that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.